Hi folks, everyone's favorite mage in training, Hayne here, urging you to do everything you can now to stay healthy. Remember, it's all about helping your immune system stay strong so it can fight hard for you, the same way me and my pal Elwyn battle the Empire's forces day and night. I personally recommend starting each day with a glass of water with some freshly squeezed lemon juice or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar added for extra kick. And now, back to our irregularly scheduled programming.
Welcome back, my friends, to Let's Play Langrisser II. Bet you thought it was through, but oh no, not quite yet, because there was one thing that I never showed off, and that is the fourth and final secret scenario, Death Tower. But before we get that underway, first things first, hi everybody, it's good to be back. This is not a full return. Again, if you've watched my most recent update video, I still need to move. When I move, I will be able to record as much as I want, as much as I like, the way that I like, full time. And that will be happening as soon as I can make it happen. I would say, I'm not even going to put a date on it, just say 2020, sometime this year. And I can't wait. But until then, I'm still not in an ideal recording situation. So please just bear with me a little longer. But I know because of the situation going on right now, a lot of people are spending more time at home, whether they want to or not. If life was a sport, I'd say our team is kind of all benched at the moment. So because of that, I figured let me do a little something to give you guys some entertainment, because I've gotten a lot of support over the years, the short time I've been doing this, and I've gotten a lot of love, and I just feel like I got to give that back. So I really am doing this for you guys. So I'm not even going to say I hope you appreciate it, because I know somebody out there is appreciating it. So with all that out the way, let's get to it. Okay, so for those of you who don't remember, how do we get there? You want to go left, right, start, and see. Pretend you can see what I'm doing. And there we go. And X4. That's where we're headed. So, one more time with a little bit more feeling. Let's see what it has to say about the Death Tower. It's story time, guys. Having accepted Egbert's challenge, they entered Death Tower, where Bernhardt was waiting with many powerful troops. The situation was made worse by Egbert's strong magic and the power of Alhazard. Furthermore, it seemed that the enemies were more powerful than usual. Though many familiar faces were fighting, they had newfound strength. Moreover, El's friends were being held captive on each floor. Even using stage select, Elwyn's party would be at a disadvantage. With only Hayne by side, whether or not he could defeat these powerful enemies and capture each floor of the impressive Death Tower, all fell to Elwyn's strategy. It ain't kidding either. You'll see. So what are the conditions for victory? The usual. Gotta wipe them all out. We lose if Elwyn loses. You look down below, everybody's level 10 maxed out. Like I said, a lot of familiar faces, and even the pawns are pretty respectable in the form of the Demon Lord, so can't take them too lightly. We have our full party. And first things first, we want to check out the item shop, see what it has to offer. Usually good stuff in the secret scenarios, and it kind of is. There's only one item in here that you couldn't get anywhere else, that's Gleipnir, which is a lot weaker as an accessory than it is in other Langrisser games that it appears. It doesn't give you much, and the summon in this version is not that impressive, so I'm not going to bother with it. And I don't even know if Hayne can summon in this playthrough. I don't remember. I think he can, but it doesn't matter. So as far as troops, there are a couple of characters that you really want to give troops to, particularly the twins. So we're going to get to them right away before I forget, before I get distracted. Again, it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm shaking the rust off as I speak. And Lester, he's going to want something too, because he can help out minimally. Early on, he's going to help out a little bit, as well as Keith, who probably wants their high attack, but also their defense, so we're going to do 3 and 3. Equilibrium is the key. But the dynamic duo is really going to carry us in this, and we just got that from Egbert in the last scenario, so he wants that. Speed boots on both of them is going to help out. As far as troops, we're just going to go for long range, long distance, reach out and touch you type of damage. And he's going to be doing most of the work. So again, we want high attack, high mobility, with a little extra defense. to back up the offense. But I don't expect the Dragoons to last long here, and you'll find out why. And I think that's good. Now, as far as arrangement, you can't change anybody's placement, so we're going to hop right to it. The music should be familiar. The stage itself is an altered version of Rhaegar Castle, I believe. A lot of the decor is very familiar if you've seen that scenario. And welcome to the Death Tower. Not quite as high on the tourist list as Disney World or Cedar Point, but it has its following. And Egbert. He's taken our friends hostage, it seems. Which is not a first for him, honestly. And we're gonna do what we always do, Hayne. You will advance by exhausting your strength. I'm not sure what he means by that. I guess he just means it's gonna get tougher as it goes on. It's kind of awkward wording. It's an old translation. We'll give him a break. Okay, time to get to it. Now, first level, we have Sherry there, or Sherry if you prefer. I think that's what I refer to as in this place. Man, it's been some time. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, me. It feels good to be back, even if partially. Again, this isn't a full return. Don't get too excited, but I want to give you guys something. So I should have given her some troops actually, but because I did something fun with her this time around, I gave her the longbow to increase her distance. With that high attack, she can one-shot pretty much anyone and anything, but the problem is it drops her mobility. And her class doesn't get a teleport in this version, so because of that, she's kind of restricted. And our two characters with teleport are naturally, and they did this on purpose, you know they did, they're way at the top. They're going to be the last two that we get to before we confront Bernie. And I gave them monks because they're surrounded by enemies, and that's going to come into play. Jessica and Scott are our two smallest contributors in this fight, so they get nothing, and they're safe. The enemy doesn't seem to care about them. Lester and Keith, soon up to bat, as well as Aaron, and he's a high master, so giving him troops wouldn't really amount to too much. They would just be fodder, they'd be distractions. Okay, so let's get to it. I think first things first, as much as you know what, I was going to throw out a meteor, but Vargas unfortunately kind of gets the short end of the stick once again. He will probably be the easiest to take care of. So I think we can do just enough damage to create an opening to Vargas and one-shot him with our good buddy Elwyn. And will that do it? Yeah. We're not going to waste any time. Speed boost will put us right up there, and RNG was in our favor that time. And they all drop good items for the most part. Nothing we need at this point. Again, this is right before the final battle chronologically, so yeah. I don't think anything they have is going to help us, with a couple of exceptions further up in the tower. And calls out for his wife. I don't really feel bad about that, but I probably should. Hayne is always licking the salt off his wounds. This guy just can't catch a break. But to Cherie's credit, she actually thanked him that time. And he's still not satisfied. He never will be. I mean, what, you want her to lie? She's just not into you, man. Get over it. Person's prerogative. But ever the thankless hero. That's the life of a sidekick, though. That's just how it goes. Robin will never be looked at in the same light as Batman. Luigi will never get the top billing that Mario gets. That's just how it goes. You're number 2 for a reason. But he's a great number 2. And with these ballistas, I think he's going to be bringing plenty of punch to the party. And in phase. So real briefly, I'm just going to discuss some other things and then just get back to focusing on the fight. Now, I know that some of you were expecting my first LP back to be related to the remake. And that is on the way. In fact, if things go according to plan, that'll be up very soon after this. But again, this is my first video in a while of this variety, and I figured before I start off on something new, let me go back to the past, something that I never quite completed. And I never divulged this at the time because I didn't want to, well, there was really no reason to. At the time I was expecting to get to this, but it just didn't happen. A lot of things happened and it just kind of got put on hold. But it was always my intention to cover this. And with this, that should be the last video for my walkthrough for this particular game. The only other thing I can think of that I could show off potentially is all the alternative classes for every character, but that is not only unnecessary, I think, but very exhaustive. And yeah, we're coming on. It's turn 2. Now, while I was talking about that, you might have noticed that they were getting attacked. For some reason, the AI only seems to target these two while you're fighting. Everyone else pretty much gets left alone. That's why they have troops, and that's why I use some rune stones to get their stats up a little bit better, because their troops are not going to last long, but they are going to have a bonus against the demons as agent class. That counts as a holy priest class. So they have a huge innate attack and defense boost against them. So they should survive long enough for me to get up there, but it's not a guarantee. So we're going to try to keep them alive. So I boosted their stats with a rune stone or two, but nothing excessive. So they're still susceptible to, say, 75 attack that they probably both have. These lords, yeah. So they could die. I didn't want to take all the challenge out of this by making them uber powerful. The only character who's really just about untouchable at this point is Elwyn. And even then, he doesn't have maxed out defense. So a character with, say, 81, no, not enough. 99 attack, good old pal Mr. Sanders here, yeah, that could do it. So, gotta watch out. But I think that makes it more exciting. You don't want it to be a complete walk in the park. But I don't want to be stressing out either, so. Hane. Where is Hane, my good buddy? Wait till we get our Hane on you, Mr. Armor Soldier. And I spoke too soon, but that's okay. Down to 1 is perfectly acceptable because we have Ballista for the cleanup crew. And if you've seen this before, you know it's nothing new. The RNG likes to leave them at 1 health when, by all accounts, they should be completely and utterly decimated instantly at the mere sight of these two. Because Hane himself is not doing too bad. Oh, I can hit someone? Okay. Wasn't really trying to. Hane himself is sitting on 5847 attack defense, which for a mage class is perfectly legitimate. Perfectly acceptable. So, yeah, I got distracted. What was I talking about? Right. I wanted to put something like this out to kind of complete what I started. I don't think there's anything else I could possibly cover with this game without being repetitive. So it'll be nice to kind of bookend this. And moving forward, we can look to the future as far as this series goes. And next up is Imelda. She's a little bit tougher, but just barely. Not speaking about her troops, just her. And did I move? Yeah, I did. Okay, we're good. In turn. So yeah, I know a lot of folks are home right now, and there's a lot going on right now. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but just I felt I wanted to do my civic duty and give you guys a little extra something to enjoy while you're cooped up. So enjoy. And I hope you fare better than my griffins. It's like they were never even there. And they're probably going to play each person's theme as we confront them, so that's interesting. I really didn't remember that part. I've only done this battle a couple of times. And the first time I did it, it didn't go too well. But as it kind of indicated in the prologue, they fully intend for you to abuse the stage select, because that's the only way you can get to this stage. Now, there have been folks who have said allegedly, supposedly, there is a way to access it in scenario 26 in a normal playthrough without having to use any codes. I have done everything I can to test that theory out. I've gotten to there with fully maxed out characters in their 5th classes. I have defeated Egbert in a couple of turns before he had any extra dialogue. And that did trigger it, but only after I'd already completed it. So, yeah, I don't know if there is a way to... Hold on, what is her attack? Yeah, she could take him out, so I gotta use Elwyn. I want to keep him moving, but he's the only one that's going to get this done. Unless I can get a lucky hit with them. Yeah, it finally rolled in my favor. And she's got the worst equipment. Don't want a wand. Definitely don't want a large shield. How long's it been since that was useful? And a necklace is not bad, but kind of obsolete too. And she's acting as if it hasn't happened before. Bit of amnesia on all sides here, I think. And with that, we released 2 comrades, Aaron and Keith, both of whom are actually going to be a bit useful. Aaron primarily because of his magic, and 50 attack is enough to take out a lot of these side goons, which is actually going to help clear the area so we can continue moving at full speed. Keith has a lot of troops with high mobility and decent attack, so he's also going to be handy. I'm actually going to take the time to move them a little bit so that they are within reach when needed. Yeah, not too much of that. I know I can get carried away with the humming. Can't help it, these sweet, sweet sounds have aged like the finest wine that Europe has to offer. I don't know, as far as countries go, who has the best wine? Probably France, Italy, someplace like that. Or maybe they just managed to build up a good reputation. Maybe there's some little place no one's ever heard of. You know, maybe Laos secretly has the best wine and nobody knows about it. Sri Lanka. Peru. Uganda, who knows? It's a wide, wide world out there. Many things we may never know. So everybody's moved up a little bit. A lot of choke points going up the stairs, that's to be expected. They're holding on pretty decently. And we've got some more demon lords down south. They're not really going to do too much as of yet. Leon is getting aggressive, as he likes to do. That's perfectly fine. I'm really not scared of him at this point. Laird even less so. Egbert is teaming up with Bowser, it looks like. I guess they've reconciled since some things in the past happened. But again, there's a little bit of a collective memory loss, I think, here. So maybe these are all clones. Maybe they've been brainwashed. Who knows what's going on? After all, it's a secret scenario. This is where extra shenanigans tend to ensue. So take it all with a huge grain of salt water. Or some kind of water. Make sure you guys are drinking a lot of water right now. Not to be playing Papa Bear, but you got to take care of yourselves. And we're at turn 4. Okay, so Cherie probably can't go anywhere. No, but they can. We always want to start with Elwin. We want to make sure he's getting max movement. Can we get another lucky roll of the dice here and just get rid of them immediately? Yes, we can. You know what? I was hoping. Oh, yeah, this is where they come in handy. I would rather hold Aaron back instead of Keith, so we're going to see if we can get him to do some magic. And he can actually reach with Tornado for only 2 MP. I'll take it. Sold. That's what I call a deal. That should do it, because he doesn't have an amulet equipped. And we don't want his Flame Lance. We do want his Assault Suit. This is the only way you can get that item in this game is through this scenario. So we are going to take that. You know, if we were going to continue to the last scenario, that would be very handy. I believe it's plus 10 attack, plus 10 defense. And at least Elwin and Cherie could equip it. I'm not sure about anybody else. It's class-based, not character, though. And no problem, old buddy. We're going to move you forward, but we're not going to let you attack just yet. These Royal Guards are not, or Royal Horsemen are not too tough, but I don't want to chance it. He's got pretty good defense, 43, but still kind of tight. And they get a slight advantage against him, I think. Now, the only problem with his Dragoons is they trade off damage with them perfectly, so I'm expecting a lot of dual kills. So it's a suicide run to be sure, but sometimes that's what it comes down to. Okay, Keith can move up, and I don't want to be too aggressive. I think what I'm going to do is just put him on defense, let his troops move up, and also let one clog up the lane here so that they can't block us, because I know they would love to do that. And Elwyn's troops can move up too. They have enough attack to where I think nobody's going to bother them. 46 should keep them pretty safe. At least 1 or 2 dragoons will linger as we progress. I'm expecting that. And you can hit someone. Again, if they're not at full health, they can't deal full damage, so that's kind of handy. Never want to take that for granted. Can anybody else who is not a flyer take the spot? No, so you might as well go there. And we move the ballista up. Once we get to the halfway mark, I don't think they'll be as essential, but for the early stages, they really make this a bit of a breeze, comparatively. And Cherie would be extremely helpful, but she can't go anywhere at all. And it's kind of my fault, but it's alright. Her friends are here to pick up the slack. Besides, she's done more than her part. Can't expect everything from everyone all the time. And, okay, they'll get a little aggressive. Oh, they'll get very aggressive. Haha, but you couldn't finish the job. Yeah, they're only targeting the Griffins because of their low defense. But again, with that attack, they usually manage to scrape out. Same with the Angels, except they have the defense in their favor. And not gonna go for Lester, that's good. Lester's just tough enough to where they really don't want a piece of him. And... okay, I don't remember that part. Egbert is aggressive towards Bernhard? I really don't remember that. But I guess that's the case. I'm okay with that. He's just going to heal up anyway. Won't matter by the time I get to him, but still, thoughts appreciated. Extra credit for the effort. And yeah. Little by little, their troops are going to be gone. That's why we got to hurry. And next up, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with these clowns. We're just going to keep moving forward. Let everyone else handle that. And you belong to Keith. We want to move Keith up a little bit. You can come too. Try to patch you up. No promises, no guarantees. Oh, this should be a walk in the park because they have the type advantage. We're going to just slide and shimmy past Laird there. Maybe he won't even notice us. If he does, he can speak to them, air out his grievances. I believe very strongly in customer resolution. And Aaron, who has exceptional movement thanks to his class and equipment, could probably get away with this. Good enough. Good enough. And Hayne should probably fight while he's here. Normally I would not do this, but no, you know what? Never mind. We got plenty of folks picking up the rear. Can I get away with this? I can. And they didn't take damage out of range. That's incredible. That is lightweight incredible. Okay, I'm getting just all the luck. Oh man. It's almost like the game is so happy to have me back. It's just letting everything fall in my favor. This is a rare day. I am going to treasure this. I hope this recording doesn't get lost, doesn't get corrupted, because I don't want to have to do this over. Because if I have to do this over, I know it's going to not go this well. There's just no way. You're not going to get a 2 for 2 with this. But I'm just getting so many lucky rolls with the RNG. It's amazing. I would not even expect to get half of this. Well, let's just take the money and run. Nobody saw nothing. Don't want to forget about you. Try to keep up. That's all I'm asking. That should be everybody. Is there anybody else that we can know? I'm not even going to bother with those two. Yeah, they can just enjoy the view. They'll just be our cheerleaders for this one. And looks like Egbert's up. Poor Laird doesn't even get a theme of his own. That's how significant he is. That's fine, you can have that one. Go, grab another. Still taking damage. At this point, we don't need the ballistas really, so I'm fine with this. Besides, it's diverting their attention, so it's kind of a win-win, even though it looks like a lot of losses. Oh, look at you. You managed to find the one griffin. The employee of the month right there. And will that be it? All right, we gotta sift through this again. It's about a hair shy of nail biting, but it's not quite there yet. As long as I see blue-robed monks, I am content with the world. Now, as soon as we free them, we're gonna have some fun if we get to them in time, because they do have teleport, and I can think of at least one person on my team right now who could really benefit from that. So, who has healing magic? Again, this is an old playthrough. I started a while ago. This isn't even the same one from my main playthrough on YouTube. So, okay, he has heal too. He has heal too. I know because of his class. Aaron doesn't, so I guess I didn't make him a lord this time. That's too bad, but it's fine. Right, we just want to keep advancing. So you go, and you get out of there. Not gonna bother moving your troops that time. They can just go where they want to go. Hane is probably gonna get blocked off by somebody. No, he's not. Excellent. Those speed boosts really help out, don't they? And Aaron's just scooting and booting. Cherie, and look, 77 attack with the longbow. Yeah, it's pretty much the end of them. And I think that's a wrap for right now. Oh, no. Let's move you two. And since they're there, might as well. Another one bites it. But they bit first. It's only fair. In turn. So yeah, as Harvester of Eyes has pointed out in one of his recent videos, which by the way you should check out his channel if you like anything Langrisser related, this game has aged remarkably well. For something that was released in 1994 on a 16-bit console, I think in terms of audio and visuals, it has stood the test of time incredibly. Especially in the audio department, it just has a certain quality to it that is not only distinguishable, but kind of hard to beat. It really captures the atmosphere and personality of everything. Whether it's going for something somber or upbeat, energetic, you know, mood layering, it covers the bases. Something rousing and inspiring. Something mysterious and eerie. Foreboding, like what we're listening to right now. The composers who did this are definitely masters of their craft. Kind of wonder what they're working on these days, actually. Kind of wonder. Turn 7 is upon us, and I think I'm going to take this moment to heal up. Keith can catch up really fast, so I'm not worried about him falling behind. After all, it's going to be a team effort, as with everything in life. One person, no matter how strong, no matter how accomplished, no matter how tough, no matter how smart, is never going to be able to get everything done on their own. So we want a strong team. And hopefully Aaron is not being put directly in harm's way. I think he'll be okay. He's lived this long. I think he can make it a little bit longer. And somehow Lester still has a Dragoon left, so I'm gonna try to keep them alive just in case. Cherie. Wow, only 8. Well, that's fine. So close, so close. Hold on. They still have troops available. That usually doesn't happen. I say usually, again, this is only probably my 3rd time doing this, but used to them being gone by now. This is good. Like I said, everything seems to be rolling in my favor right now. I don't know why, but thank you, game. I'm glad you're looking out. I'm happy to be back too. It's nice to feel appreciated. It's nice to feel loved. Yeah, see, they're just wasting their time, so this is perfect. Really no reason to go after them. You know, one thing about me, I used to be the type of person that was just an XP fiend. Always got to go for all the experience, no matter what. even at great sacrifice. You know, these days I'm a little more lax, a little more laid back. Maybe it's because the outcome of this doesn't matter at all for various reasons, but yeah, I'm just trying to save my friends and get out of here. I'm not trying to get bogged down with all the extras. Too many stage hands on this production, you know? I can't be bothered. And he's pretty chill about the whole situation too. Oh, thanks to that meteor from Egbert, he lost his 40% bonus on the throne, so that saves me the trouble. And I guess we should start with him, as always. That's... Oh, can we clear the area? Make some room. That's a good start. That's a good start. 58 attack on Keith. You would think. Okay. I wasn't sure, but I was hoping. Come on, Art. Oh, you know what? Let's show the battles. Make this a little bit more memorable. Come on, Bowser, what you got? Apparently not much. Yeah, he's so weak in this game. It's a shame. This version, specifically. And you'll notice he's dropping all his equipment except the Alhazard. And that's fine. We don't need it, but it's interesting that we can't use that. Oh, he ain't lying about that. We're going to meet him several times across the course of this series. And of course she's not her. She's a level 10 agent. Secret Agent Liana's got this. And what she meant to say was the only one left that matters. But, right, she's right. First thing they're going to do, and I love this, is jetson out of there. And we're going to put her down so she can get some folks who are a little bit lower level. As far as her, she's going to stay close to Elwyn to provide additional support. And can't catch me if you wanted to. We're going to stick her right here because the elementals can't hurt her. They count as undead, so she has an advantage against them in addition to her already decent base stats. So they should be golden. And they made it just in the nick of time. They had no troops left, but they did very well. They had not been attacked once, I think. So I think part of that's because I kept focused on progressing. You know, I didn't linger. I didn't get bogged down casting magic from afar. You know, I think that made all the difference. So if you ever tackle this for yourself, you might want to consider a similar strategy. Just keep on moving. That's a lesson of life for you. They're gonna move on their own, right? Yeah, so boom. Okay, this is working out really well. I think we're gonna be able to do this in one take, which is always the best take when you can manage it. No do-overs, no whammies. Yeah, it's okay. That's a baby whammy. We can handle that. Nothing permanent. And this fight could go either way. Yeah. Not tough enough to kill, but tough enough to survive. That's the angels in a heart shell. Heart shell? That's the angels in a nutshell. Talking is tough, didn't you know? Especially when you're not used to doing it. Let's see. We can probably ignore them without too much trouble. First thing I want to do, before I forget, we want to bring everybody's favorite princess front and center. She is a priority. She is VIP. Potential MVP. If she could ever get to the festivities. Okay, again, we're going to ignore them. They're inconsequential. We could probably go straight for Bernhardt, but we won't just yet. We're going to be a little patient. We're going to aim for Egbert. Boom. Not quite enough. But being able to launch that flash attack from a distance is incredible. He probably has excellent magic resistance. Probably shouldn't bother casting spells to hurt him. Now this is when the rolls fall out of favor, but that's perfectly acceptable. Maybe I can get away with a 3 HP Griffin. I probably can because their attack is so stupid. There we go. And with that, oh, they're at 10. They can do it, maybe. Oh, no, they can't because, yeah, unless I got a lucky one. I forgot their stats are boosted from what they normally would be. So I kind of messed up there. But Keith pulled my butt out of the fire, thankfully. He redeemed me. Hane, the new top mage in town. Take a seat, Egbert, you're done. And we get a second dark rod, which that would be worth keeping. I don't need any more runestones at this point. The whole purpose of those was to get me strong enough to actually clear this. Now that I'm succeeding, I think I can let that go. And a bunch of other things that we already have if we want them. And yes, she lost again. Now Elwyn can get further if he had help. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be patient. I would rather use her to heal. I don't want to come this far to lose anybody. That would be silly. And again, if you're feeling like this is a little cheap because I used a couple of rune stones, use a scenario select, remember, if you've been paying attention to the dialogue since this started, not only do they expect you to do that, but I think you kind of have to do that. There's really no way around it. Now again, Bernhard is always, I think, is susceptible to spells like sleep in this version, but you'll never make it to him if you're not tough enough. There's just too much going on, too many high-level opponents with excellent equipment and artificially augmented stats. So you gotta do what you gotta do, basically. I mean, they're cheating. They started it, so it's no longer cheating if both sides are cheating. It's just the rules of the game. That's just where we're at right now. And we're finally at Bernhard's theme, a theme you don't really get to hear much of. Oh, wow. Oh, can he? No, Keith, you just had to break the streak. No, I will not forgive you. Actually, that's entirely my fault. See, if I hadn't wasted that turn and attacked when I shouldn't have. If I hadn't attacked Egbert with that pawn, with that lackey, if I had gone straight for him with the commander, Keith might still be around today. But you know what? This was going a little bit too well. I think I was getting too many things in my favor, so something bad had to happen. So we're going to eat that one, guys. We're going to live with that. But I take full blame. I'm sorry, Keith. You deserved better. At the same time, if I'm being honest, if it had to be anybody on my team, I would have chosen him. Sorry, but so in a way, I guess it still kind of worked out, even though it didn't. Anyway, I don't expect her to drop him in once, so we're just going to soften the blows that he could dish out by doing that. Yeah, see. Oh, he's got 72 defense. Yeah, that wouldn't have been enough. But this might. Hey, Barney. Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. And that's good money. Another assault suit, so you can get 2 here. That's incredible. And we're just gonna keep it. Won't be able to use it, but for some reason he has Gyro's horn, which gives you a summon. You'd think he'd have something a little bit better as far as troop advantage, like a crown, but it's whatever. Oh, why am I doing this like it matters? Just drop whatever. Quite impressive. It's finally over. All of the Empire's top generals in one battle, plus some friends. So, shall we be off now? To the final battle? Not really. So, that concludes it for the last secret scenario and the last bonus video and the last video overall for this complete walkthrough Let's Play. Thank you for watching, but before we go, there is one last thing I want to show off. Now, we're not going to go to the next scenario. Now, there's a soft reset to this game I don't know if everybody knows about. It's very handy. You just hold down A, B, C, and start to go back to the load screen. We're going to go to our save file. Again, we're going to use the scenario select, left, right, start, and C. We're going to replay 26 because I want to show you something. The black dragon, blah, 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 blah. Now, this might be why, hold on, just to expedite the process, we're going to get some ballistas. And actually, since she has a distance attack herself, Cherie would probably be the person to kit out here. And we're going to need our teleporters. They're going to be really handy here. And everybody else can just go wherever they want to go. Now, what I'm about to show you, this might be the reason that some folks believed that there was a way to access the secret scenario legitimately without using the code. But there's a problem with that, and I'm going to show that off momentarily. We're just going to speed through all of this. And let me remember to take off battles while I'm thinking about it in just a moment. So, we've been here before, we've done this before, don't need to read any of that. Okay. No thank you. This should only take a moment, guys, so thanks for bearing with me. First things first, we want to do a two-part teleport. First, we want to teleport her to get her closer to make sure that she can get anybody anywhere they would want to go. Better than Greyhound, better than flying the airline. So she's got arguably one of our strongest characters in Cherie there. And just to make sure this gets done quickly, I'm gonna put an attack which she probably didn't need, but she's got it. And can just barely, oh, no. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Thank goodness for the fast forward button. I can be pretty stupid sometimes. What I meant to do was cast teleport and swoop her up north side. And here we go. So we're going to take out Ed Bird in a single turn, and she can probably do it herself. And didn't turn off the battles this time, that's fine. He survives, that's also fine. Because they're not going to be able to enjoy that victory for very long. There we go. Now, pay very close attention to the dialogue here. Bunch of stuff we don't need, and once again. And... oh! Okay. That's not what I was expecting. So was my theory wrong? Okay, hold on. We're going to try that another way. And we're back, hopefully for the final time. So I'm going to recreate all the actions that I took the last time to make what I'm trying to make happen. So we're on turn 1. I'm going to stand Elwyn here in case that matters. I don't know if it does, but I know I did it last time. Hane has turn undead, which is very helpful. We're going to clear the area so we can concentrate on Eggy, and we're going to end it here. Actually, let's put him on manual. I'm glad I caught that. Speaking of which, just as a friendly reminder, I didn't mention this in the last scenario. Oh yeah, he always says this, that's nothing major. Now, as you know, in this version of the game, whatever command your characters are set to at the end of your last scenario, that carries over into the next fight. So before you begin the secret scenario, I would recommend having Liana and Lana specifically have their troops set to defense, because that should help keep them alive longer. Now, if you inadvertently start that fight and they were last set to attack or charge, they're probably going to suicide against that wall of demons and not last longer. So just keep that in mind. Little things like that go a long way in a game like this. It's probably another reason why they fared better this time around. You know what they say about hindsight and everything. So, as you have probably figured by now, we're playing on an emulator. As per usual, we're going to use the fast forward button, which I normally don't do, but for the purposes of this. Okay, so we're going to save the game. Now, what happens if I take out Egbert? Can I take him out? Man, it's like a cockroach. Okay, but he's done. And does he have anything special to say? That's what we're looking for. No. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, I'm just going to spill the beans. The last time I played this, after I defeated him, it was like the second turn. He said, would you like a rematch or something to that effect? And it was a question, do you want to accept Egbert's challenge? And if you do, you go on to the secret scenario before the final battle. Again, this is after I'd already completed it. So I was going to say, you can get the challenge to move on only if you've already completed it before, because that's basically their way of saying you're obviously strong enough to handle it, so that's fine. Because if you were to reach that in a normal scenario or a normal playthrough, you wouldn't last very long at all, and you kind of just be stuck there. If that was your only save file, it's pretty much, you're done, game over, you can't continue with the game. And I think that that's why they did it like that. They made it so hard to access, because they figure if you know about the stage select code, you probably, not only do you know that you need to be strong enough to deal with it, but you have the means to get strong enough to deal with it. But that's just my 2 cents. If you do figure out a way to access it in a first run, please let us know here. I know a lot of people will be glad to know, myself included. But that's going to be it for this video. It was already a lot longer than I intended it to be. After editing, maybe I can get it down a bit, but whatever. It's my first LP video in forever. It's been a long time. It feels good to be back, even if barely. Again, it's not a full return just yet, but I got to give you guys a little something in the meantime. That's just what I feel like. So thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support that I've gotten here and there. It's really appreciated. I'm going to do my best to return the favor when I can. So until the next video, which will hopefully be very soon, stay up, stay alert, stay healthy, stay as positive as you can, because your thoughts go a long way in this world. This is it for me. See you soon.